Hi, family. It's Edwin Silié, your South Florida Realtor. I know many of you dream about buying your first home, but some there's a big roadblock in the way, and that is your credit score, and that does make a difference, and that does affects you. I know it feels overwhelming, even scary sometimes, even just to think about it. But today, I want to break it down step by step so you can take back control of your credit, build confidence, and finally qualify for that home that you've been praying for, that you've been dreaming about, that you've been wanting for so many years. Let's get into it. In this video, I want to get into 10 steps that you can take to change, fix, make your credit score what it needs to be for you to get that dream home that you've been dreaming about. Step number 1, commit to yourself and to the process. The issue is that too many people start the credit repair journey, but they give up when it gets hard. When it's time to put her in second gear, that's when they give up. That leaves them feeling stuck, trapped in renting and doubting themselves. So the first step is a decision. You have to commit to the process. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is, or no matter the setbacks, say to yourself, I deserve to own a home. I deserve to have a better credit. I deserve a better life. And just commit to it, because it's true. It's a mindset. Start changing your mindset. Start shifting the way you see yourself and what you deserve and what you can achieve. And it's a daily decision that you have to commit. So step number 1 is commit. Commit. Step number 2 is you have to know where you stand. So the issue is that most people, they don't even know what their credit report says or what their credit score is. And the only time or they only find out when they get denied, right? When they go to the bank and they get denied. So at that moment, they get a denial, and the denial can feel humiliating and can feel discouraging. So this is what you have to do. Pull all 3 rate reports: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And you could do that for free at the annualcreditreport.com. Just go in there, get your credit report, review them line by line for mistakes, for late payments, or accounts you don't recognize. Even a small error could be dragging you down 20 to 50 points, and that means a lot. That could do a lot for your credit. They're not perfect. They can make mistakes, and other people, and nowadays, of course, other people can steal your identity and be doing things to your credit that you might not even know. So it is important that every year, set in your calendar once a year, that you check your credit score. You could check it for free. Check it. Find out what it says. What are banks? What are credit cards? What is these people that have your financial future in their hands? What are they saying about you? Is it accurate? Change your habit. If it's accurate and wrong, change your habits. If it's not accurate, then let's fight to fix it and get it straight and get your credit score where it needs to be. Which is step number 3. Dispute any errors the right way. So the problem is that the credit reports are full of mistakes. Accounts are marked unpaid when they are paid, or there's identity theft, as I mentioned. So it feels like being punished or something like that, and when it isn't your fault. So file disputes directly with the credit bureaus. Be clear and provide proof. They have to investigate, and they have to give you a report within 30 days, or at least investigate within 30 days. So don't let bad information control your future. Investigate. Find out if it's accurate, and fight it, the right way. Let's clean that up. Step number 4 is simply to just pay down your credit card balances. See, the problem is that high balances, even if paid on time, sometimes they drag your score down. right? So it feels like carrying a backpack full of bricks everywhere you go. And you don't want to do that. You want to keep balances under 30% of your limit. So if your limit is 10,000, stay under 3,000. Under 10% is even better. So the lower your balance is in your credit cards, the higher your credit score will be. Lower debt equals higher scores. And that applies for all the debt that you have. Let's get them down. Let's get rid of them if you can. And of course, this will help increase your credit score, which leads to step number 5. So you want to handle just collections wisely, right? So collections are red flags, and that scares lender away. So you don't want that. So they feel like stains that won't watch out. So the lesson: just don't ignore collections. Call them. Negotiate. Ask for a pay for delete agreement and in writing before paying, and that means that they're going to get rid of whatever negative score might appear in your credit if you pay it off. So many will work with you if you ask, but you have to ask. Hey, family and friends, thank you so much for taking the time and watching this video. If this list is helping you in any way, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button, to share this video, and to like the content. It means a lot to me. So do that person a favor for me. It will help me personally, sure, but hopefully it's going to help a lot other people just receive the content that I provide. I try to share one video per week, and I'm hoping to continue this with your help and assistance. I know that we could do great things for our community as we build community, as we build finances, as we build legacy. We can do that together. So thank you in advance. Take care. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye. So step number 6 is start building a positive credit history. Start telling people that you're worth and that you're worth trusting, that they can trust you. So the problem is that some people don't have bad credit. Sometimes they just don't have enough good credit. And you need to build that. So it feels like being invisible to lenders. If you don't have any credit, it feels like, you're invisible. Of course, the lesson here is you want to open a secure card and actually trust a family member to add you as an authorized user. So use it for small things like gas and pay it off monthly. This shows lenders that you're reliable. This takes time, but you can do it, and they will see that you have a record of paying on time, and that, you could pay down the little things, or you could also pay down the big things. For example, if you're trying to buy a house, think as a lender that you're asking somebody to trust you with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands. And if you live in South Florida, homes are not cheap, right? Anything here could cost $500,000. $500,000. That's a lot of money. So you ask them to trust you with this. Show them that you have a history of paying on time, of paying back, that you can be in business with them, that they can trust you with it. And start building that. And do that for yourself too. Because you owe it to yourself as well to become financially independent and be able to say, I can be trusted, because I'm sure you can be. Step number 7 is just don't close your all accounts. Just don't close them, right? So closing all accounts and all cards, that erases valuable history. You want to show that you can keep accounts for long term. It's like cutting down a tree that took years to grow. So keep all accounts open. Even if you don't use them, they help your score. So, and they help showing them that you have long-term responsibility. Longevity matters more than you think. So do not close all accounts. Step number 8, protect your payment history. The problem is that your payment history is 30% of your score. So one missed payment can wreck it. One missed payment can really ruin it, and you don't want that. So missing one bill feels like undoing months of hard work. So work on your budget and work hard to not miss your payments. So set up auto pay and reminders. Even if for the minimum payment, just set auto pay for minimum payment. You want to pay more later, you could add to it, and that's fine. Protect your streak at all costs. Does not matter. Protect it. Step number 9, you want to talk to a lender early. You don't want to wait to the very end to begin talking to a lender. You do that early. See, the problem is that a lot of people wait until their credit is perfect. Do you have to? Does it have to be perfect? Is anybody's credit card perfect? So while they wait, while people wait, they get stuck in renting or they miss opportunities. Sometimes when you talk to a lender sooner, they'll tell you what you need. Sometimes you don't need a perfect credit score. Maybe you just need to cross a threshold. Maybe like you want to grade it to 620 or 640 to qualify. And interest rates matter and things like that. True, but get to know what the finish line is. Get to know what your goal is and work towards that. So you can begin talking to a lender just to find out what is it that you need to qualify for whatever they might be offering. And step number 10, be patient. Yeah, be patient with the process. Be patient with yourself. That's why I started with step number 1, being in mindset. Step number 10, you have to be patient. Credit repair can take time. Sometimes 3 to 12 months, 3 to 12 months, depending on your starting point. So it can feel slow. It can feel frustrating. And it's easy to give up in the process. But you have to stay consistent. Every on-time payment, every lower balance, every correction, it all builds momentum. This isn't just about a number. It's about freedom. It's about stability. It's about, getting to that goal of buying that home that you would like, that home that your family needs. So again, these are 10 steps. They aren't just about fixing credit. They're about building confidence. They're about building discipline. They're about opening doors to home ownership and to many, many other things. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance." Remember that. Let's be diligent. Let's be consistent. Let's have that mindset. So if you're ready to take that next step, I would love to talk with you about this journey and maybe help you throughout. Visit me at edwinsilie.kw.com or give me a call. My information is below. I would love to walk this journey with you. And please, as I'm walking this journey with you, please do not hesitate to like this video, to share the content that I put together. I'm trying to put at least one video per week just for you and for anybody that might need their help. Again, my name is Edwin Silié, and I'm a realtor here in South Florida, and I'm here to serve you. And remember, as always, God loves you, and so do I. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.